Hey guys, today we are at mystical Mount Koya. I am about to embark on a 2 kilometer walk up to the top temple. I'd like to bring you guys along with me to show you how cool this place is. Surrounded by sequoia and many religious artifacts, Mount Koya has been a place of Buddhist worship for over 1,000 years, 1,200, 1,500 years. It was started long ago and has been a pilgrimage destination for people for a very long time. So I'm just going to let nature speak for itself. I'm going to bring you in here and show you what I'm talking about, and we're going to take a walk. There are thousands and thousands of grave sites here, from the Tokugawa family to the inventor of this form of Buddhism himself. This walk is 2 kilometers long, and I'm not going to have a lot to say, so I'm just going to let the sounds of nature take over. I've wanted to visit this place for a very long time. I even had it on the itinerary on my last trip, but even the best laid plans. It's a far different world up here than the streets of Dotonbori. The flashing neon, the loud noises. Even the air feels different up here. It's much cooler. We're at a much higher elevation. I actually saw some blooming sakura trees on the way in, so maybe we can see some cherry blossoms. I arrived about a week too late for most cherry blossoms, but at this altitude, there still are a few. These little statues are jizo. They are for children who have passed away, and families knit little red caps, and they come up here and they say prayers for the souls of children who passed away too soon. Uh, I can't even begin to pretend that I know anything about the religion, but I do know that that is what's up with the little red hats and the red bibs. The Koyasan Choishi path is the main approach to Koyasan and has been important to faithful ever since the Kobo Daishi Kukai of 774 to 1835 AD. Ever since he established his monastery here, stone monuments in the form of 5-tiered stupas over 3 meters in height are placed at regular intervals. From the Kampan Daito, the main stupa, in the Garan to Jiso Inn temple, 180 stories have been positioned. And from the Konpon Daito to the Kobo Daishi mausoleum, there are 36 such monuments. And you can see how some of these are very old and have taken damage. And some of these look a lot more recent. See those pieces of wood right there? This is why you never stick your chopsticks in your rice. It's sacrilegious because these are tomb markers, and you can see how chopsticks stuck in rice could be thought of as making a mockery. So if you have a bowl of rice, a couple of chopsticks, and you have the desire to stick them in vertically, just remember that it's considered an insult to the dead. More Jiso statue. This is going to be quite a walk, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to limit this to 15 minutes of video, so be prepared that these might be some longer videos, but it's more of atmospheric effect than anything. The smell of incense is strong in the air as people come and give burnt offerings. The sequoias here are just beautiful. You really do feel like you're in a very spiritual place. Not religious, but spiritual. Legend has it that Kobodaishi sat on this stone to rest. You can see people have dropped coins, kind of like a wishing well. Kobodaishi was an avid student in his youth, and at the age of 31, he crossed the Sea of Japan to go to China and study esoteric Buddhism. 2 years later, he returned to Japan and looked for a perfect spot to train monks in esoteric Buddhism. When he found the lotus-shaped valley high atop Mount Koya, he knew that he had found the perfect place to set up his temple and begin his teachings. And 1,000 years later, more than 1,000 years, 13 or so hundred years later, this is what it has grown into. It's very quiet up here, away from city life, away from buses and cars. Very one with nature. This is an old Japanese battle flag. They don't fly this flag anymore. They retired it after World War II, but this might be a war memorial. It seems sort of recent. Feel free to correct me in the comments below if I make any mistakes with my narration. I admit that I am not an expert. But just row after row after row. This, my friends, is why you travel. Koine. Emperor Saga passed away in 842. It was 7 years after that Kobodaishi went into the internal meditation. While the casket was resting in Saga no Kyoto, heavenly beings from Koya-san descended and carried it away. Eventually, the casket was located on a hill near Danjo-garan on Mount Koya. Kobodashi woke up from his deep meditation and cremated the remains with his disciples. The ashes were buried in the west side of Kokoban slope. Kobayashi planted a cherry tree on the ground above his ashes. The flowers are still covering the past emperor. The Bodhisattva Jizo takes the place of others in suffering because of their wrongdoings. And so this statue seems to be sweating, carved of black stone. The statue often seems moist, as if perspiring. There's an old legend that if a person looks into this well and does not see his or her reflection, the person will die within 3 years. Ooh, should we take a look into the well? I don't know. Jizo are the little statues that are around. Another one right here with his knit cap and his little bib to keep him warm in the long nights. This monument is for the memory of the soldiers of Japan and Austria who were ordered it to North Borneo, the east part of Malaysia, and died during World War II, together with the natives who cooperated with the Japanese army and were killed. A tiny little shrine in the roots of this tree. This guy is sporting a cap of moss on top of his little woven hat. can see here where folks have been burning incense and leaving coins and stamps with the names of places they've come from. It's so quiet up here. So peaceful. I can understand why Kobayashi chose this place. Mojito. More little shrines set deep inside a tree. Here's a place to cleanse your hands. Take this little side path and walk up here and check this site out. And look at this pagoda. Mini level pagoda. Sugoi, ne? Here is one of the stupas that I was mentioning earlier. This memorial stupa was built for her repose using her posthumous Buddhist name, Sugen, by her son, Tadanaga, in 1627. At a height of 6.6 meters, it is famous as the largest stone memorial at Okunoin. Lady Go was the youngest daughter of Azai Nagamasa and Oichi no Kata, and was the younger sister of Lady Yodo, who married Toyotomi Hideyoshi. She was the main wife of the second Tokugawa shogun, Hidetada. She lived a colorful life during the transition from the Warring States period to the Edo period, passing away in 1626 at the age of 54. This is a memorial stupa for Lady Go, popularized in the 2011 NHK series Go. Okay, so as we reach the 30-minute mark on this video, I'm going to stop here. I'll call it an intermission, and then I'll start up with another video for the walk back down. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for walking along with me in Mount Koya, and I hope you like this video. If you do, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and look out for more videos coming to you soon. This is your tour head saying, Johnny.